now isolated from the world more than he has ever been. Together, along with our allies, we are right now enforcing powerful economic sanctions. We're cutting off Russia's largest banks in the international financial system, preventing Russia's central bank from defending the Russian ruble, making Putin's $630 billion war fund worthless. We're choking Russia's access. To technology that will sap its economic strength and weaken its military for years to come. Tonight, I say to the Russian oligarchs and the corrupt leaders who bilked billions of dollars off this violent regime, no more. The United States, I mean it. The United States Department of Justice is assembling a dedicated task force to go after the crimes of the Russian oligarchs. We're joining with European allies to find and seize their yachts, their luxury apartments, their private jets. We're coming for your ill-begotten gains. And tonight, I'm announcing that we will join our allies in closing off American airspace to all Russian flights, further isolating Russia and adding additional squeeze on their economy. He has no idea what's coming.
Oh, my God.
The ruble has already lost 30% of its value. The Russian stock market has lost 40% of its value, and trading remains suspended.
Right.
The Russian economy is reeling, and Putin alone is the one to blame.
I mean, it was very powerful, I have to say. I mean, the little off-the-cuff inserts that were not written there, he has no idea what is coming. So reporters get an advance copy of the State of the Union transcript, and that was not in there. That was something that he ad-libbed in there. Now, you know, and I know that most of the world lined up, to demand that Putin stop this war of aggression on a democracy that did nothing to him except exist, except be. That's it. That's all Ukraine ever did to him, was just be Ukraine. That's all they've done. And for 30 years, they've been an independent nation trying to erase from their system of government corruption, which we've never been able to do in our system. So, you could just dispense with, hey, they haven't decorrupted themselves. Neither have you. The Supreme Court is paid for. Senators are paid for. House members are paid for. Takes $1 billion to run for President of the United States. We had interlopers in 2016. They were Russians. The intelligence communities have told you that. There is plenty of corruption in the United States of America, and there is no effort to rout it out. So spare me your criticism of Ukraine that's sitting over there in Europe that still has some corruption associated with its governance. I will tell you right freaking now that this is a flat out, straight up war of aggression that the Russians have, decided to engage in. And the entire world is freaked out about it because of where it is and what it is. This is not a country that has a shaky government. This is not a country that has lots of turmoil in it. This is not a country where you have civil war raging. This is not a country where the government is an autocratic government or the government is a religious theocracy. This is a democracy in the middle of Europe. That's why it's so off-putting. That's why it's so disconcerting. That's why everybody is back on their heels saying, oh my God. Because while America has this really disgusting way of solving its problems with theocratic autocrats, or with, corrupt governments that gas their own people, or with corrupt governments that invade their neighbors. And that is disgusting and wrong and ugly. It is not what Russia is doing, like what they did in Syria, which was also vile and violent. It's not what it did in Chechnya, which was also violent and I mean, it's brutal. I don't know how much you know about the Chechen wars, plural, but they were disgusting. The Russian troops, committed an enormous amount of war crimes. Like, as a way to fight, their way to fight was war crimes. It's not like, America does actually not have clean hands on the war crimes front. And I think everybody knows that here in America. We're just slightly helpless to stop it. But we do actually ask for accountability. We do ask for people to be held accountable if they commit war crimes, and we can catch them doing it. But the Russians brag about their war crimes and say that their war crimes are the way that they fight wars. They actually, listen, right now, they have two weapons that, and people are going to want to compare America to Putin. They're going to want to compare American, aggression, wars of aggression, wars that we launch based on lies, to what Putin is doing. And I'm sorry to tell you, it's totally different. We don't attack democracies. That was the point I was making to the guy who wanted to start this whole conversation a couple days ago, that, America is just as bad as Putin. No, America is not just as bad as Putin. Putin actually tells his troops to go and do war crimes. Go commit them. Use weapons like cluster bombs. Use weapons like vacuum bombs in civilian areas. It's not the weapons that are, so offensive. It's that he's putting them in civilian areas. Now, I understand war is disgusting and ugly and hellish, and I'm not for it as a way to settle your problems. I'm not for it when you want to invade a nation that is unarmed based on lies. But there has to be some understanding in this environment that we're finding ourselves in, that the way that Russia fights wars is not professional war fighting. It is the war crimes are not the exception to the rule of war fighting. The war crimes are the way they fight wars. They literally will pull people apart. Literally, they will chain people. Take one ankle and chain it to this vehicle, and take another ankle and chain it to that vehicle, and rip a human woman apart. And then they will tell you, well, you think you fight, professionally. We fight with fervor. We fight with war crimes because how else do you win? We do this to civilians so that we can, memorialize our lost soldiers. This is how we soothe our losses, by brutalizing innocent people. It's how we fight wars. And that's why you see them attacking hospitals, and that's why you see them attacking kindergartens and schools and churches. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.